Okay, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this and give it more attention than it deserves, but I wanted to make a quick video and just talk about how fake this fight was last night between Will Smith and Chris Rock. And hopefully by the end of this video, your initial shock of this event will have worn off and your common sense will prevail. When I was a kid, I used to love watching wrestling, WWF and especially the NWA, watching Sting and Lex Luger take on Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. When I was a kid, I didn't understand exactly what was going on. I thought the rivalries were real. I thought the hatred was real. I didn't understand showmanship and great performing. I remember this one time, I think it was a Clash of the Champions event, when I saw Lex Luger arrive at the arena in a limousine. And as he stepped out of the limo, he was ambushed by Ric Flair and the other members of the Four Horsemen, who all jumped on him and stomped him to the ground and slammed his head into the car and onto the concrete, and blood trickled down his forehead, and I was freaking out. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I kept saying, no, they can't do this. They can't get away with this. And then I even said, they need to call the Ultimate Warrior from the WWF to come and stop these guys. And that is what the producers of the show want. They want you to believe it's real. I really thought the Four Horsemen were a pack of evil guys. No idea at the genius of Ric Flair and just what an amazing showman he was. I absolutely hated him with every fiber of my being. Every week I would tune in all of the NWO shows hoping to see someone beat Ric Flair, which is precisely what the producers wanted. Ric Flair's only agenda was to make you hate him so that you would tune in to watch. He was phenomenal at his job, and now as an adult, I look back and I appreciate what he did. Since then, the same strategy that wrestlers would use to promote their matches have trickled down into other venues. In boxing, Floyd Mayweather used this trash talk persona to promote his matches. And in UFC, Conor McGregor used this tactic to promote his upcoming fights, and it worked because before Conor McGregor, I never watched UFC at all, but after seeing Conor on the mic, I wanted to watch more of him. He was just a lot of fun to watch, both in the octagon and even more so in his press conferences. And I could instantly recognize what he was doing to get his opponents and the fans riled up. He was doing the exact same stuff Ric Flair used to do when I was a kid. And what's amusing to me is seeing when people take him seriously, not realizing his trash talking is just as much a part of the show as his fights in the cage are, if not more. Now, on a quick side note, since McGregor left the 145-pound weight class and moved up to the 170 division, he got dominated and his career took a nosedive. But I will mostly remember him for his dominance in his original weight class and for his larger-than-life persona he portrayed, much like Ric Flair. But I say all of that to talk about just how much the media has become like wrestling entertainment, even politics. The media paints certain politicians as heroes or villains, much like the producers do for wrestling entertainment. But whether you love or hate certain politicians, you're tuning in, and that is what they want. They stir the pot, and you partake. The media knows how to get the masses riled up. When I studied screenwriting, what was the first thing I needed to do for my script? It's simple. Create conflict. Without conflict, there is very little interest. Which brings me to the point of this video. Okay, so let me ask you, how many of you even knew the Oscars were on last night? I used to watch the Oscars every year and try to predict all of the winners. I used to have a lot of fun watching it, but I stopped a few years ago once woke took over, and I didn't even know the Oscars were on last night. Until I happened to stumble across a video about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. And initially, I thought it was a comedy sketch they did on stage, and I was curious to see how cringy their sketch was going to be, so I clicked on the video. When I watched it the first time, I thought how corny it looked. It wasn't until a minute later, when I saw Will Smith cursing at Chris Rock from his seat, that I realized it was actually supposed to be real. It looked fake. It looked like I was watching wrestling entertainment. And here are all of these people talking about it and how well Chris Rock composed himself on stage after the hit, and how Will Smith has lost his mind. and how much his wife is controlling him, etc., etc. And there it is. Guess what they did? They managed to take an event that no one cared about, that hardly anyone watched, and they turned it into headline news. Now everyone is talking about the Oscars. If not for that one moment, no one would be talking about it at all. Up until last night, I didn't even know who the nominees were or what movies were even nominated. And I think that was the case for a lot of people as well, since over the last few years, Hollywood has totally lost touch with the masses. I mean, they were always bad, but around 2015 or so, they took it to a new level and alienated a large fraction of their consumers. So much to the point, many people rarely even watch new movies anymore. Okay, so to the ones who think what happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock was real, let me tell you why I think it was simply wrestling entertainment at the Oscars. Keep in mind, fighting always breeds excitement. Even if it's bad or negative excitement, it is excitement nonetheless. Now, I do think the actual slap was real. I am not denying that. But what I am saying is Chris Rock was in on it and knew it was coming. I mean, look at his face here. He is preparing himself to take that slap. Look at how his arms are positioned behind him and his feet are planted in front of him to keep his balance after enduring the hit. Because this was all staged. Okay, so you're telling me Will Smith walked on stage in front of an entire building of witnesses and a live televised event of, at least 5,000 viewers. Okay, so he walked on stage and physically assaulted the host and then simply walks away and sits back down in his seat to continue enjoying the show. And no law official or member of the Academy asked him to leave the ceremony. So they are conveying that it's perfectly okay to walk on stage during a live televised event and physically assault the host, and there will be absolutely zero consequences. Nothing. That's what you want me to believe. Come on, people. Let me ask this. Imagine you're at work right now, and if you walked up to a coworker and punched or slapped them in the face, what would happen? Would you retain your job? Would there be any consequences? And then, not only was Will Smith not escorted out of the building, but he was he was given the Academy Award for Best Actor. Now, I understand the award was determined before the ceremony, but you have to figure that after the nominee assaults the host, that may alter things a bit. Maybe they're stripped of the award and a more deserving nominee would get it. Someone like Denzel or Benedict. You know, someone who doesn't assault the host. But nope. Will Smith gets to assault the host, go back to his seat, and remain at the ceremony, and then get his Academy Award, and then give a speech about how much he wants to spread love. Yeah, you really look like you were spreading love as your palm swatted across Chris Rock's cheek just a few minutes prior. Is anyone else feeling the love? Can you feel the love tonight? Oh, Hollywood, how genuine art thee? So, since Will Smith got away with assault in front of so many witnesses, then I have to assume there is some kind of agenda going on here. Now, as of now, I am not quite sure exactly what the agenda is because I don't really keep up with Will Smith very much. But I have seen some headlines about him and his wife, Jada Pinkett, having some major marital issues. But in Hollywood, it seems that just about every married couple has major marital issues. So that's nothing new or anything of interest to me. The question is, why is Will and Jada Smith airing out all of their dirty laundry for the public to consume? What business of it is ours? Isn't that something that should be resolved in private? They are stirring the pot and they're counting on you to partake. But why? Why do I care about what's going on in their marriage? I don't, and neither should you. Because they're using the problems in their marriage to get publicity. So many of these celebrities are so addicted to attention they would do anything to get it, including exploiting their own personal lives if it somehow makes them more relevant in the media. Some of them would prefer negative attention to no attention. I mean, Will Smith is worth more than $300 million. Why not buy 100 acres of land and build a couple mansions out there and live in peace and quiet? No, I'd rather make videos and talk about how my wife is cheating on me. Like I said, I'm not quite sure exactly what the agenda is for Will Smith, but after airing out his dirty laundry in the public and then assaulting Chris Rock on stage and then winning an Oscar, there's something going on there. We'll get a better idea as time goes on, but there's definitely something odd going on there. I think it likely has something to do with the media trying to tear down the traditional family. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett actually had seemed to have a strong, long-lasting marriage, which is very rare in Hollywood, and so maybe this is Hollywood using them to make traditional marriage look bad. And maybe all the drama between Will and Jada is fake. Maybe just as fake as that slap on Chris Rock last night. Because I find it odd why in the world Will and Jada would air out all their dirty laundry like that. But this is just speculation. I'm not sure about anything except that that slap was staged. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So that's about it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Thanks for watching and God bless.